Hello everybody and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. And in today's video, I just want to talk about Kokomi because everyone, your grandma has even come to the right conclusion that she's an absolutely crap character and no one should be using her or pulling for her. But before we get into this video, could you guys please subscribe, because I kind of have 99.7% of you guys not subscribed. And that would be really good if you can subscribe. If you do end up pulling for her, it's probably because you like the character, and that's nothing wrong with that. She still can kill overworld stuff. Just after we're done with Spiral Abyss this season, she's gone. Like, I'm sorry, man. She's bad. Kokomi came out to have the lowest banner pulls ever, and previously it was Yoimiya, if I remember correct. Albedo I know wasn't high, but I believe it was Yoimiya because people were just shitting on Yoimiya completely, like, every single day. Every single day before she came out, when she came out, like, they're still crapping on her, even though she's, like, really good and, like, destroys everything. But Kokomi comes out, and everyone's like, oh, she's a crap character, because she is. Like, she can't do anything. Once the Spiral Abyss changes, she can't do anything. You need this weapon specifically to be run with her. Like, you have to have this weapon in order to even try to use her as a main DPS. And this is why I'm very annoyed of how they've built Kokomi. So the reason why I'm mad about this is because they made a weapon specifically for her. It's designed for her, and they made it a DPS weapon. Why does a support character need a DPS weapon? This was like the stupidest choice by them to make a support character who gets hydro damage bonus when she levels up as an ascension stat, and then has a weapon that makes her a main DPS, or not even main DPS, just a DPS, makes her do more damage. No weapon for Kokomi should be making her do more damage. It should just be giving her healing bonus, like amazing amounts of healing bonus. But the problem is, healing is such an overpowered ability because they've made it to where all the other characters who heal can heal you like instantly just by pressing Q. So if they press Q and they don't heal you completely, then she's just a bad 5-star. So they've given her so much healing that there's nothing else for them to give, because she just has so much healing normally. They tried to make her a DPS in the end, because she heals so much, there's no point. They couldn't have possibly made her an attack buffer. No, Kujo-Sara has to be an attack buffer. No, like, what? It would have made more sense for Kokomi to be a attack buffer than Kujo-Sara, because Kokomi is so looked up to by every single character who was in her army. They were calling her excellency, and then she comes out and she's like one of the better healers in the game. But healing's such an OP ability that healing has been so broken since like it came out, to where you need 50,000 HP for her to need to do this much healing. Characters' HP bars do not have 50k. The average for characters to be high health is like around 30. That's average. If Kokomi can reach 50k, if you use like all HP stuff, you have HP artifacts, just HP is all you would be using. Kokomi can reach 50k, so can Zhongli, and but like my Yoimiya, she's at like 20k. She's level 90. This is basically all you would be getting, right? Because like, you look at my artifacts, I'm getting an extra 4,000 HP. So really, she should be at like 15,000 HP. But my Yoimiya has HP percent on like a couple of her artifacts, or most of her artifacts. Like this one now, this one with 13% HP, and then flat HP, and then flat HP again. So it's not hard for characters to have a high amount of HP, but the problem is every other healer in the game can just heal that amount of HP just instantly. So Kokomi had to be on par with the other healers because that was her main role. But they realized, oh wait, if healing if we try and make her only a healer, then everyone's just gonna use Barbara, because she'll just be Barbara, right? Okay, so let's make her a DPS. Who decided that Barbara actually had a chance to compete with Kokomi? They tried to make Kokomi a main DPS to compensate for the fact that she's just a healer, and that every other healer can just heal you instantly as long as you have like 90 with plus 20 artifacts. And then this weapon. They should have made her an attack buffer to at least give her some uniqueness and some like super good supportability. But every other character is just the exact same as Kokomi. And just because Kokomi does a little bit more damage, honestly, I think I've seen Barbara do more damage than Kokomi, honestly. I'm not sure, but that's just off what I've seen right now. Because Kokomi and Barbara are basically the exact same role. Could have also done this and given Kokomi HP scaling like Barbara. You know, because we can't give the 5-star an actual good, like, ability. Alright, Barbara, can you shut that? Bruh, like, I'm here, like, 10 seconds and she starts singing. So, they couldn't give the 5-star, you know, an actual good ability. No, they had to make her a DPS when she's a support character. It's not even the fact that they just... I feel like it would have been fine, you know, if Kokomi was turned into a main DPS. And we have, like, a healer slash DPS, right? I feel like that would have been fine. They forgot to change the fact that she doesn't crit. So here we are with Kokomi, right? Alright, so we use this because we have to. So Kokomi is doing upwards of 2,000 damage when she gets lucky. And you don't have to dodge. Still trying to recover energy. It's still pretty hard for her to recover energy. Alright, now we do this and her ult hits. Here's 12k, 6k. You know, this is really good. You know, it's great. Yeah, I just don't feel like Kokomi was given the proper treatment. I feel like if they just took away the fact that she can not crit. I mean, she can crit. You don't want her to, though, because you have to work so hard for it, and you only get like 50% at maximum, and that's if you get super lucky on your artifacts. I don't know what to tell you guys other than she's the worst designed character in the game. Like, we could point to Beto and Ball as like some of the worst designs in the game because they don't work well with each other, even though Xingqiu works with Ball. That's a bad design choice, right? And they're two electro characters, they would have worked great with each other. And then we could also just look at Beto just in general with her 80 cost ult that for some reason they think is more deserving of 80 cost than freaking Ventis, which just sucks the enemies up every single time you need them to. But Kokomi literally has the worst design. She's the only character that purposely just debuffs herself for no reason. I don't think I know another character that does that, other than like Hu Tao, who is just, her whole gimmick is she loses HP, but then she can heal herself right back up. It doesn't matter. We have Zhao, he just loses HP. There's no way to heal him, really, other than having a healer. But he just pretty much kills everything before you need to heal him. I mean, Amber's just bad, but that's not design-wise. She's just bad, okay? So if we look at this, all these characters are fairly basic in what their roles do. Jean heals, and she can also sort of be a DPS. Diluc, he's a super strong DPS, does not really fill any other role. Okay, Chi-Chi, she's a super strong healer. She can be used as a physical DPS. Most people probably shouldn't. Mona provides a support buff for the entire team. Kaching, she's a DPS, and that's it. Okay, and then we get to Venti, and he's just a support character. You pop his ult, and then you get out of the field. Then we get to Klee, and she's a main DPS. She does good damage, not really that good, because her playstyle is weird, but that's just because they have to make her like a main DPS, and they made her a catalyst user. Tartaglia. This is where they tried to do something unique. They gave him a stance change, right? This was good until you realized the cooldown, at maximum is 45 seconds. And they released Zhongli. He's fairly good. He's you just shield and yeah, that's basically all you did, and you drop his ult. That's good. He had those two things. Most other characters did have shields at the time. Then you have Albedo. He scales off defense. Pretty unique, it's kind of unique. Ganyu, she's just, one of the stronger characters in the game. That's literally all she was. She's just shoot, arrow, and die. Alright. And then we have Zhao. Drains HP. Drains his own HP. Plunge attack, plunge attack, plunge attack. That's about all he is. That was when we started seeing a negative side, but then they rectified it with the next character. So Hu Tao, if you use this skill, it takes 30% of your HP, but she heals on her ult, depending on how many people she hits, I believe. So she's just able to heal that 30% back easily. There's no real damage to her. So after Zhao, they released one of the better characters in the game, Hu Tao. So basically, they released one of the better characters in the game, and then they called it a day. These are still like the two queens of the game. Like, I don't know many other characters that are just better than them. Eula can do damage with her ult, which is another time they tried to be quirky, but it actually worked this time because she destroys physical res. She even destroys cryo res, and she has damage per stack as long as you hit. And yeah, she's a physical DPS. It wasn't that bad. She can do like over 1,000,000 damage with her burst, and she's pretty good. Kazuha gives elemental damage bonus per elemental mastery he has. That is an insane ability that no one really is going to be able to replicate, and he also does damage on his ult that is pretty decent. And then we started to go downhill as soon as we got to Inazuma. Inazuma brought Ayaka. Ayaka is a quirky character that kind of signified the downfall of characters to come. So she only gets cryo for 5 seconds, meaning you have to dodge every 5 seconds. Otherwise, you're not going to get cryo. But if you use her as a support character, this is completely rectified, even though the duration of her ult is only 5 seconds. So once again, it does a lot of damage, but it doesn't last long enough for her to be like a true super good cryo support. Yoimiya works well with her, but that's just because we don't have another cryo support that's really good. Yoimiya is quirky-ish. It's a quirk that I don't mind, really, but you don't want to use her ult because the artifact set that you want to use on her minuses her energy, and also the weapon that is designed for her minuses or wants you to be under 100% energy, but that can just be use your ult and then attack, so it doesn't matter. Now, Raiden Shogun is one of the worst characters for this quirky design thing. Not only do you have to have other characters to rely on, she wants all energy recharge, which isn't bad with her new set. It's just a little too quirky. It's like, you want energy recharge. Raiden hits fairly weak, mainly because they've tried to put just a whole bunch of energy recharge. Raiden's just a very weak sub DPS, because Raiden, she just doesn't do like enough damage to be like a sub DPS for that time and still be like, oh, nothing really changed. You want in a sub DPS for there to be a small gap, whether it's an improvement or deprovement of damage. Just small, like not even that close. If your sub DPS is like Ganyu and you just use her at C6 and you just double Frostflake arrow and then get out, and that's completely fine. That's a huge gap in damage, but that's completely fine because she's a really good sub DPS at that point. But Raiden relies on every other character, and she doesn't do as much damage as she really should. A lot of her power is locked behind constellations, especially this one. I feel like constellations, yes, they should make her stronger, but it shouldn't be to the point where the C0 character does not look good. The C0 character for Raiden does not look good. And now we get to the person I've been talking about this whole video. Kokomi. Okay, so let's be quirky. Minus 100% crit rate. I don't know if you know, but that is a useless ability. Like, I didn't even look at this. I just realized she had a minus 100% crit rate. This part is so easily... What is her healing damage bonus? That's such an insignificant number. Because every other character could just heal. Even without this 25%, she would be healing so much it didn't matter. So they just purposely made her worse. There's no real benefit to having this. There's no situation where this is going to be better, because she's going to heal any other character that she has with her, like, however much HP that she gets. Whether you have her at 50 or 40 or 30,000, she's going to be healing characters that are just, that she just heals within 3 ticks of her E skill. And then you also have this, where she regens per hit. Why does she need this? She doesn't. That's the answer. There's no point where this is a fair trade-off. This should be 100%. And then I could see it. But no. But that's not how this works. Personally, I'm glad that Kokomi is the worst selling character, because it means that people were able to see, oh wow, this character really sucks. And I doubt that MiHoYo will do this again. I'm going to eat my words. But I doubt that MiHoYo is going to do this again. I don't feel like they want to lose money because they're making these characters absolute crap. I have a feeling that the next character we get is going to be broken. And it's going to be really good. Either we're going to get a really broken character, or it's going to be the same crap as Kokomi, and I'm going to eat my words. So, either way, I don't really care at this point, because... So, that's about all I have to say for this video. Make sure to like, subscribe if you did enjoy, because 99.7% of you guys are not subscribed, and it would really help me out. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.